Here's a dirty little secret. Experts say this brown stuff is actually good for kids. I'm teaming up with some local ghost hunters to find out if the historic Elks Theater is as haunted as people say. Dancing is a great way for people to connect with each other. It promotes healthy living and romance. Police say a man stabbed a woman here in the Walmart parking lot right over there by that green van. One way they can tell is by looking at this clear pitch liquid, which is still leaking from the tree. Narrow hallways that lead to small classrooms, but just a few steps away lies a new, more spacious addition. Tony DeBlois is bringing down the house at the Golding Living Center in Rapid City. The senior citizens find comfort in Tony's music, quite opposite of his early days.
The first 6 weeks was absolutely horrible. He put every combination of notes together that there was.
Now, Tony can hear any notes, any key, any chord, or any song and replicate it, all by memory.
I hear a song on the CD player one time, but the words take me longer to learn the lyrics of the songs.
Tony is blind, autistic, and has savant syndrome.
Tony is actually a prodigious musical savant. Given his abilities, even if he were, quote, normal, he is so high above the normal standard for people.
A standard he continues to raise. Tony sings in 11 different languages and plays 23 musical instruments. Make that 24. He learned the trombone yesterday.
All we have to do is show Tony the mechanics of how an instrument works, and after that, he's just takes over and is able to do it.
He's also able to play 8,000 songs by memory, a gift that's made Tony an internet and international sensation.
Oh, exciting, especially I like hearing myself on the internet.
But most of all, he loves to inspire all people to resonate with their own unique gifts. Taisha Walker, Coda Territory News. How much wood does the big chipper chuck? A lot.
It chips the tree and turns logs into chips.
This machine is one of Custer's secret weapons against the pine beetle flight. Contractors use it to chip bug-infested trees to stop the spread. But there's a problem.
Those who had infested trees were asked to remove theirs.
Custer Mayor Gary Lipp says some landowners have refused to treat infested trees on their property, forcing the city to issue an abatement.
We're going to treat the property with the use of contractors, and that will be billed against their property.
And that bill can add up quickly at $35 a tree plus moving expenses. Beetle experts believe this ponderosa pine tree was recently hit. One way they can tell is by looking at this clear pitch liquid, which is still leaking from the tree. The county line is not far from that infested tree, which is why beetle expert Frank Carroll says the county needs to enforce a nuisance ordinance.
It's not popular, but it's an important thing to do. So hopefully Custer County commissioners will find a way to start requiring people in Custer County to take care of their trees.
So this is what the forest looks like after it's been thinned. The space between the trees allows firefighters to tackle the fire faster and makes fighting the pine beetle infestation easier.
And both of them are caused by the same problem, which is the forest growing up way too fast without fire running through it all the time.
But Carroll says if landowners, the city, and the state of Custer can chip away at one property at a time, that's one less beetle-infested tree bugging the Black Hills. Taisha Walker, Coda Territory News. I found the worms! As the saying goes, God made dirt and dirt don't hurt. A little dirt's not gonna hurt anybody. Here's a dirty little secret. Experts say this brown stuff is actually good for kids. It helps to expose them to good bacteria and parasites.
There's even some studies that say that it might help immune systems being exposed to the natural things that are outside that we may not find in our houses.
According to a report from the National Wildlife Federation, dirt can help children lead happy, healthy lives. Studies show in the last 20 years, as kids spent less time outside, childhood obesity rates more than doubled. Digging deeper, indoor childhood is being linked to a rise in allergies, an increase in ADHD medication, and a spike in vitamin D deficiency.
Being inside, those germs just continue to grow, and depending on the climate, I mean, the mold just grows and grows, but outside, it's so natural and it's good for the body, good for the soul.
It's also good for the brain.
And it just teaches them more about the substance that they're working with when they have the opportunity to be digging in it and playing in it.
Being able to focus and observe what's going on around them.
So parents, experts say if you don't want to be a stick in the mud, let your kid just be a kid.
There's nothing that's more washable than a kid.
I really hope that they just continue to get as dirty as they possibly can because it's fun.
A mother's love has no end or limit. One of our own discovered that when his mother stepped up to donate the gift he needed the most, a kidney. Kelly Cowherd spends part of his time working as a production assistant at Coda Territory News. The other part in dialysis.
If you have a day off of work, there's 3 hours of your day where you're sitting in a chair and you're not out running around with your friends or at work.
Kelly has a blood disorder along with celiac disease. He was diagnosed as a child.
At the time he was diagnosed, we didn't know that there could be such serious repercussions.
In 2006, doctors told a then 31-year-old Kelly he needed a kidney donation. He would have 5 to 7 years max.
As they're still healthy, they just aren't running 100%.
After a failed attempt of what appeared to be a perfect match,
the kidney itself was fine, but the connections to it were a little off.
Kelly was without a donor. That's when his mother, Jean, stepped up.
If I can do something to help him that will make him physically better, I will do it.
A testament that a mother's love has no boundaries.
We're hoping that the outcome is exactly what we want, and that's for me to be healthy and to actually be able to have a day off from work when I have a day off from work.
A life-threatening complication with a mother's love may soon strengthen both Kelly's kidney and his heart.
I'm already a part of her. She's just giving me another piece.
Kelly and his mother, Jean, underwent a 3-hour surgery on Wednesday. The Cowherds are recovering at the Avera Transplant Institute in Sioux Falls.